Walmart is entering a new chapter. Its longtime CEO Doug McMillon will be retiring at the end of January after what will be a 12-year run leading the retailer. The announcement coming as Walmart gears up to report its next earnings on Thursday morning before the market open. And for more, we're bringing in Scott Mushkin. He is R5 Capital's founder and CEO. Scott, so let's start with what we know, what you know about McMillan's replacement, kind of, John's chart through Walmart's history, how you think about this replacement in the context of where Walmart goes from here.
I mean, I think extraordinarily highly of John Furner. I've known him for years. If you look at the Walmart U.S. business, it's been remarkable to see it. I've been an analyst covering Walmart for 25 years. We consult significantly into the retail world on the consulting side. And the transformation of that business, as John has been running it, has been something I would just never have seen. It's obviously him and his team. But as you look for a replacement of Doug McMillon, I don't know who else I would have gone to, given the performance of what John ran over the last several years. Great pick. Going to be sad to see Doug go. Doug was transformational. Will probably go down as the second greatest CEO of Walmart. Obviously, the first one does probably need to be said, but Sam Walton. But exciting time for Walmart. Exciting time for John Furner. Like I said, I know him well. I'm excited for him, but I think it's a great pick by the company to name him CEO.
So let's go back in time a little bit to when Doug McMillon took the reins. He was named at the end of 2013, took the job Feb 1, 2014. What was that Walmart like, and how does that vision of Walmart, 12 years ago, compare to the company that he's going to be leaving to John Furner early next year?
I mean, it is so different. I remember back then when he took over, and back then we actually had to sell on Walmart. We were very negative. I think right out of the gate, I think like any new CEO, he was a young guy. He kind of stubbed his toe a couple times, but then he decided to bring in Greg Ferran into the U.S. business, and that was a real key decision that he made, understanding that the Walmart U.S. business needed someone at the helm that could get back to the basics. And then, of course, Greg ended up turning it over to John Furner. So I've seen Doug grow over the 13 plus years. He's not that much older than I am. He's a quintessential CEO. He's kind of an old school CEO, humble, giving credit to the people that work for him. Nice man. I wish him the best. He has turned Walmart into a formidable company. Not that it wasn't before, but now it's competing on its front foot, and John gets to inherit Walmart in that position.
So when we think about, let's say the first couple years of John Furner's tenure, what to you are the moves that either, the strengths he ought to lean into or opportunities that maybe are presenting itself to Walmart in this retail moment, both with, habits among consumers changing, but I think some of its chief rivals really stumbling over the last couple of years as well?
Yeah, so being a CEO of a division, you pick your people and everything, but now he's not only doing that, he's leading strategy, but the people he picks, John Furner will pick, are really important. So who's going to take his position running Walmart US? That's probably his number one decision before, and we don't know yet. They said the announcement's coming. My thought process is Chris Nicholas. He runs CEO. He's the CEO of Sam's. He was COO of Walmart US under John for a long time. Excellent executive, so my money's on him. And what they need to do is kind of continue what they're doing. Now, from a research perspective, we've just been glowing about some of these changes and the people. 26 is a big year from Walmart. We need to see their unit volumes accelerate. And we think you compare Walmart not to Target, not to like maybe a Home Depot or Lowe's. You're comparing Walmart to Amazon North America. If you look at Amazon's North America business, it's growing units 12% in in-home consumables overall, but also in in-home consumables. Walmart's growing 1 or 2% units, which is way better than the industry, but we need to see that accelerate next year. And we believe part of it will be through price. So whoever takes the reins of Walmart US, has got a big job in front of him or her to see that growth accelerate, because we need to see it to support its multiple. It's an expensive stock, expectations are high. So we need to see it from an investment perspective.
And then maybe stepping back, we'll end on this, stepping away from Walmart specifically, but just is there a challenge, let's say, to a CEO coming into a company, because you mentioned a stock that has performed really well, that has beat its peers, that has been really good for shareholders to come in and continue that story? Because again, running a unit, very important part of it, but going out to investors and explaining why your stock is going up or down, saying why you think it should go up or down, that's a little bit of a different, task ahead of someone in that seat.
Very insightful. Absolutely. First year is going to be critical, setting the bar, articulating his strategy. But it definitely, it's funny, like it's in a great position. A lot of the reason Walmart's in a great position is because of John Furner. But because of that, the bar's set high, the stock multiple's high. So any stumble is going to be looked at quite significantly because of what Doug McMillon's done. So a lot of pressure, absolutely a lot of pressure on John Furner. But if there's a guy that can handle it, it's John. I have a lot of confidence in him and him steering the company and where it is competitively. Now, like I said, next year is really important, but they've set themselves up for success, and I think that's a good place to start. I'd rather have a lower multiple if I were him, but unfortunately, he's done too good of a job.
Yeah, tough coming in at, I don't actually know what it's trading at, but better than,
30 times.
30 times, right? Yeah, harder at 30 than it is at, 12 or whatever it was back in the day. All right, Scott, appreciate the time. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, thanks for having me.